Hi all, welcome everybody to a new game on chess.com. Today we're playing a 1500 plus for player chess game, and we are playing a WTA game, what means that all players are 1550 plus rated, and so the elo gain system is a bit different in comparison to the normal, the usual procedure. So it means that the first one gets 2 wins in terms of rating gain, and 2 and 3 both get the same 1 loss, and the last one get 2 losses. So it's not that decisive if we win or get if we get second or third place. So I want to try to be as much as constructive and instructive as possible during I'm playing. In the first on the first spot, I want to say in the opening, it is important on my point of view, from my opinion on that you have to be safe against the bishops on the sides nearby of your side, and maybe bringing the knights early out, because knights are a good protector, as we know from the regular chess, and also they are in a much more offensive style variant like this. And here you see the yellow player attacks my knight. I have to react on it, but the difficulty is always when yellow attacks me, there are 2 players in between. So keep always in mind that the player on your left side is the one you shouldn't attack too early, because he can react on you without the chance to immediately respond to it. So focus, if you attack, focus on the player right of you, on the right side, and always looking for other players who get checked, who are where the queen is attacked of them. Then you can try to grab a piece of them, because they want to be they focus on keeping the king safe, or keeping the queen on the board. So here you see red has an additional queen. Additional queen always means that we get only 1 point if we grab it, but the queen has full power like the regular queen. It's the same move possibility here. What I want to try to do is getting a solid structure, and as soon as we have play onto the center, I try to slowly push my pawns forward, my center pawns. This is the only thing I can do, and you always have to be aware of some counter attacks here. I want to open now my position a bit, and playing the d pawn forward. And maybe we could try to push another pawn, but as I said on first spot, it is important to have a king safety. All pieces should be protected in general, and here, since no player does anything offensive here, you always can decide to just move your pieces around within your castle, so-called, your pawn castle. So maybe there comes an opportunity to strike against any mistakes a player does. So you see, nobody really has in mind to go offensive here, to grab something immediately, to go for a mate attack. So we keep calm. And try to bring maybe our queen a bit more active. I think maybe this should be an idea. What I want to do is to bring my bishop here. I know the difficult point is now our knight could be attacked by the bishop, but bishop is 5 points worth it in this game because it has a much longer diagonal to use like in a regular chessboard, and the knight is the turnaround effect that it isn't that effective because it only can defend pieces nearby, and all other things seem to be very far away to reach for the knight. So things getting slowly a bit more progress between yellow and green. Red lurks on every player with his additional queen, so there we always need to be aware of. Green slowly tries to get forward in the center with the pawn chain, and I think we could also start something. I'm thinking about playing this one, trading off something, going a bit into the game, but always keeping the king very safe. Don't leave the bishops, don't leave the knights in this early stage of the game, because so many pieces can be active, are active, and can be faster on your king than you can imagine. Because if players work together, not teaming, but trying to use to get advantage by combining an attack on one specific player, then you can go down very, very quick. Here I took with the rook because I wanted to protect my pawn here. And now I think I'm moving my queen a bit around and trying to spot any weaknesses from my opponent. The rooks and the bishops are very even, both are 5 points worth it. And if you aren't informed about the standard principle of the 4-player chess game, it's not the goal to mate every player to stay alive as the last man standing, so-called. It is important to gain the most points, and you get points by checkmate an opponent, you get points by grab pieces, or even getting stalemated you get points. So the queen goes active or gets active again. I think maybe we could try now to bring a pawn a little bit more forward, since our queen has more space and is able to support pieces into attack the rook, the bishop here on this battery. Yellow is very careful, and green wants to promote soon. In this case, where the center life is more existent, we should react on something. And here red wants to attack me, but remember, the left player is always the player with the most power onto you, so I grabbed the piece of red, and now red only can react after the yellow player and the green player, so they haven't done anything against it, so he is pretty safe in this case. What we have to look at now is our knight. He's attacked, so I think I try to protect him. the knight gets attacked again, but there we have a square and planning getting the knight here. And I always also already recognize, and maybe you too, that my king is the most unsafe king on the board. Here the queen made a very dangerous move against my rook, so I think I need to sack my knight there, or give it up at least. Say it this way. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't have an option. So yellow decided to not take my knight. It's interesting. Maybe he starts an attack on green's king, who also seems a bit out of his comfort zone, but still very safe, since green has a battery on the center with his additional queen. But the time is running out of green. I don't know if he's offline or he thinks of a serious attack against my king, maybe. Yeah, the thing is, if a player has very low time, don't be too ambitious to punish him or to try to attack him, because you maybe think he hasn't got the time to have a useful answer against it. So yeah, you see the clock runs down 1 minute, but before there comes a circle who gives the player an additional 15 seconds every move or every turn, and this is probably enough for every 1500 plus player to at least see the obvious solutions and to defend a dangerous attack. So we are at the moment the most the player who is in danger drastically because red has mating squares on 2 spots with his queen battery, and I'm not very sure if we can or how we can defend it best. Here I have to get my rook onto this point, because if I would take with a knight here, I would get mated here in the next move. Yeah, things are not easy, but I'm trying to be solid. I'm trying to have some kind of an answer, and I have to say I'm 1571 rated. Of course I can play 4-player chess, this I would consider myself to, but I'm not a professional or don't spend much time to have a clever repertoire against everything. So if there are rising players or players who do this very intense, they always look bad. Let's say it this way. Yeah, Navi also has only about 30 seconds left, so we should slowly think about maybe advancing with our pawns. There's one pawn who doesn't need an immediate defender and could be useful for a attack, but at first I would like to have my queen more on a on our open square. Not sure. Maybe I'm pushing the pawns first. What we could try is to bring the knight here. But still, if we bring the knight here and yellow decides to take with the bishop, then red could maybe mate us. This could be a bit difficult. I think we should leave it since none of the player decided to break up any or to challenge my structure. We should just push the pawn forward and hope for additional queen. Yeah, yellow definitely attacks the green player. My goal strategically would be to attack the red player, but the red player is ultimately safe. The structure is really hard to counter. I could try to break something here. Not sure, but then our king would be even more unsafe because my position is already very open. Yeah, what pawn could we push? I think we could try to get our queen more into the game by swinging it onto the open file. Now queen comes here to the center. So we have to have a look at if it has the opportunity to come into my structure anyhow. I don't see it immediately, so I'm thinking I'm going just one step back and have a look what happens. The red player does very clever stuff. He, as I said, he's very solid, just or is waiting on every side of the board to get any free pieces or a mating attack. This is very clever. What we could do is maybe to shake him a bit out of his tank position. I thought about this move maybe, because queen and bishop or both lie on that, so it's not sure who is willing to take, since my knight could take back. What I just have in mind and just came in my mind is to maybe bring this knight here in a more offensive road, maybe here. This will block the two queens. It shouldn't be too bad. It's not very easy to find something here. Red also starts thinking, so time gets less, and maybe the chance that one of the player does a mistake grows, but still, as I said, a 1500 plus player has the opportunity, or is able to defend. Properly with 15 seconds standard additional time. Now I'm considering to maybe get here. At the moment I'm confident by swinging my knight around. What I also could try is to go here, but not sure. A pawn chain needs to be on the spot, or where so it should stay like it stays now, because my whole center, my open king, needs to be protected by the pawn chain. Okay, now the additional queen goes. Maybe it's time for bringing a pawn into action. I don't know. Maybe here. What about there? When this point is unprotected, red is forced to do something. And the additional queen doesn't. Now it comes off the board. Okay, so red's turn. So I'm very glad that the battery versus my king has gone. Now he saves the pawn. That's okay. And we're trying to maybe bring our bishop, our knight just back. So the principle, I think, comes clearer to you. We have to be very careful. If any player doesn't anything, I think this doesn't work from a psychological perspective, because everyone wants to get the advantage and anyhow tries to get it after a longer period of time. Now after this move, I think I go here again, and we could bring our rook into the game, maybe anyhow, playing it here and pinning the queen. Oh, this doesn't work because he has to check here. Okay. Maybe we try to push a pawn now. This seems safe. It has an idea. Okay, pushes against it. We stay defensive again and play the rook here. Okay, so green is heavily under attack. Red is waiting, and since this pawn isn't attacked there, we could try to push it. Our knight is defending it versus the queen. And maybe we can slowly make progress to finally get our queen. If we get a second queen, it would look very nice. So the king moves around. This is good. So we're searching a free square now, and this would be our additional queen. It is the 8th rank from the starting square on. I'm very excited if we can get the additional queen. That it is a WTA game, you can see it here. Rated winner takes it all. It's on top of the board, and now red already recognized. Okay, I have to do something against this idea from blue. I think we should take this rook, this knight, because if we get an additional queen here, it is much more worth it. But I just saw if he takes here, the queen. Yeah, the queen blocks this. So maybe this was not the best decision. Yeah, maybe I'm trying to get another protector on this pawn. Still need to be very careful. Green comes in check. and the knight comes into the game. I want to get my queen active now because you see the field has cleared up a bit and is less. The queen is very strong. The less pieces are on the board because there's not that many things which can be combined against you, and the pawn attack gets even stronger. And here you see the queen of yellow and Maya's color blue look at this point, and in this case I want to take because I would get my queen here if I have the opportunity, and if not I still have the chance to get it because these pawns are advanced. Wow, and yellow made it to me with this thing. Whoa. Wow. Now it comes crazy. It gets crazy. Okay, I have the chance to maybe win this because yeah, I get my additional queen now. Maybe I can checkmate him and win this game. Oh my god. My first WTA win with this would be. So to win such a game, you always have to have the luck that that things turn to your favor, but also you have to have an eye on the on how things work out here. So what we could do now is to give a check with our queen. Now collect points with this queen. Then we keep him in check, maybe. But we need to be very careful. We only can win this game if we checkmate the opponent now. And the question is, if I take his queen now, yeah, maybe we could do it this way. Give a check here. And if he takes the rook, we take with the queen and win the game. Yeah, he writes trade queens and you win, but as green sees, I'm not forced to trade the queens here. So this pawn can't advance because there's a dead pawn who blocks it. So I think we have time to grab the other stuff first. Grab the shit, and then we won, or I won my first WTA game on video. Amazing. Wow. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope I said a little bit instructive things. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Let's mate him. Wow. And still, the point is, if he gets stalemated now, what means in general that he isn't in check, but has no squares to go. Then he would get 20 points and he would win the game. This is mate, right? Okay, you can take the dead pieces, of course. Yeah. GG guys. And 1600 rating, income, great. GG guys. Yeah, thanks for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my other videos about regular chess and Jedi Knight Academy pro gameplay. And see you guys around. Bye.